Hey everyone, Maski here. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to draw the pistol. I'll show you how to insert animations for unequipping and equipping weapons, and also how to work with sockets. If you enjoy this topic, go ahead and leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and let's get started. Go to the website mixamo.com. If you haven't created your account yet, click here on sign up for free. If you already have one, click on login. This is the initial interface of the site. Here on the left, you can already see various animations, and there's a mannequin here, which is the standard Mixamo mannequin. I prefer to use a different type of mannequin, and I will show you this process, because I already use a mannequin from Unreal 5 placed here, and then another program from Mixamo itself to make the conversions of these animations. In this video, we will use the same project from the animation video, which I posted on the channel here a few days ago. This way we can skip some steps so it doesn't become too repetitive and the video doesn't get too long. If you haven't seen this video yet, I'll leave the link here in the description as it will be the basis for this tutorial. We will also use animations from the site mixamo.com, which is the main animation site for people who are starting to develop games. And then another program from the company Terribilis Studio. It's called Mixamo Converter, which will convert these animations for Unreal Sim. I'll leave the link to the site below in the description. Once on the site, click on Exclusively Available on the launcher. And then click on Direct Download. Select the folder where you want to save it and click Save. In the folder where you saved it, right-click and then click on Extract All. Opening the folder, we have some subfolders and we reach Terribilis. Studio Launcher, double-click, click on More Information and run anyway. It's notifying that there's a new update. Let's do it. Update completed. The program will open now. I noticed that when I click to maximize the program, it just freezes, closes, and opens again. After that, click on Store and click on Mixamo Converter 2 for the Real Engine. And click on Download. Download complete. It goes to the same folder of the program we just opened, from Terribilis. And it will be in a folder called Mixamo Converter. Double-click and open Mixamo Converter. This is the program we will use to convert Mixamo animations to Unreal Engine. Left-click with the mouse and it will open this interface. Click on Consent and here on the right, enter the conversion process. Up here, it will deliver some mannequins. We will use the mannequin by clicking with the left mouse button. Will it open the folder where the mannequin is? And we will upload this mannequin to Mixamo, so click again on the Mixamo site. Click again on the folder where you were. Click on Upload Character here on the Mixamo site. And drag Manny to the character. And it will load on the Mixamo site and replace the mannequin. All set. Just click on Next. And our main mannequin will already be Manny from Unreal. Yes. Still, we will have to use that Terribilis program to make the correct conversion for the Unreal mannequin, even if we use Manny here. So let's look for animations here. Type rifle in the search and let's try to find an animation clip such as where he's drawing the rifle. There's this one, but it doesn't look very good. Let's type IFE. Grab. Then press enter. Here it has already filtered quite a bit. We already have some cool ones. From the side, this one grabs and stores. Let's use this grab from behind. Click on the animation and it will simulate here how it will look. Click on download. In the skin option, click on the combo and select the option without skin. Then in download, choose the save folder. Now up here, since we got the grab from behind animation, let's get the opposite animation, which is the put back ruffle behind. That's the animation. There's a click. It's as if he undoes the animation he did first. There are some techniques where we use the same animation to obtain the weapon by reversing it. Later on, I will show how this works. For now, let's work with these two animations. Click on download, make sure it's without skin and download. It was in the same folder. Let's take the opportunity to find an animation for a pistol. Let's type grab. And I think this one that grabs from the side is cool. It is. Those from the back also. Notice that in some animations the character's position is downwards and in others it's upwards. So you need to define this when assembling, depending on where your weapon will be positioned. Type grab side and press enter. There seems to be nothing specific for pistol. Let's type pistol. We will use this animation, pistol, aim. This way he is storing the pistol. We will use this reverse animation to grab the pistol and arm the character. Click on download without skin. Download, it was simply just in the same folder. Perfect, we have finished this part. You can close the Mixamo site. Now back to the Mixamo program. Convert, go to the end and here you will have an option. Open the folder with original animation. Click on it and it will open a folder where you will place these animations that we downloaded. Just drag them. And you can close it. The animations will already appear. Here, down here I usually put E5, but place it however you like. It will just rename the file. And click on this option. Click here to convert the animation. In a few seconds, the animations are already available here on the right side. Click on Open, the folder with converted animation. Now yes, these animations are ready to be imported into Unreal. Opening the entry project, we already have a folder called Animation. Drag all the animations we got today and convert it into this folder. Click on Reset Selected Pipeline. Scroll down a little to Skeleton. Type SK Mannequin and click on Import. Perfect. Save. Oh, boom. Now the animations are already imported into Unreal and are in the many version, which is the Unreal 5 version. Click on File and Save All to ensure all files are saved. And from here we continue our project without worry. Besides the animations, we will also need a weapons pack. Click on Fab and type Weapons. Click on More Filters Price, and then click on Free. Look down a bit until you reach FPS. Weapon Bundle. Click on it and then on Add to Project. Accept the terms and agree. Select the most recent project version. Add to project. It will download and add to your project. Here we don't have the pistol, so we will use this weapon. Smaller one. You can close it. Here, it created a new folder, FPS Weapon Bundle. And inside it, we have the meshes of each of the weapons. The small one that will simulate the pistol will be the SMG-11. That's the one we will use. So we already have the animations and we already have the weapon. In the animations, most of the time we will work with the montages. So I will start here with the track. Right-click, click on Create Anim Montage. Cart, enter and drag to montage. On second thought, since our character is the motion match character, it's better for us to work with the animations directly for him. Press F2 on the pistol animation. Click Ctrl-C, press Ctrl-C. To copy the name, then D, ESP, right-click, retarget animation. Here. In TAS, target skeletal mesh type, UEFN. And select the motion match skeleton. And here in Search Assets, paste the name of the file we want to convert. It's this one here. And the animation is already doing the retargeting. Click on Sport Animation. Activate the option Use Search Path. Enter the prefix motion and press Export. And we already have the animation for the motion skeleton. Right-click, create Animation Montage. Now, yes, let's work with this one. Drag it to the folder, then click Move here. It's always a good idea to keep a montage folder separate from the animation. Sequences, after all, they are different, and it makes it easier for you to organize within your project. Let's start by loading this new animation onto our character. Here we have the enhanced input action, which is the part where we equip the weapon. Let's change this animation to the rift. Click on Content Drawer and drag the new animation into Montage to Play. And let's test it. Cool, it's already executing the animation correctly. And it's an animation that starts from the end to the beginning. I will teach you how we are going to modify this as well. Going back to the animations folder, open the montage. Here we have the two slots, default slot and upper body. Let's use it in the upper body slot. Closing and reopening the animation. It should be in the correct position. Whenever there's a slot change, it freezes the animation, things aren't real. Around here, it's very slow. We have this part called rate scale, and as we modify it, increasing it makes it go faster. Right. So we don't need that much speed. Let's set it to 3. It seems like a good speed. From this point, when we test it in the game, just by increasing the montage, it will already reflect this here. Going back, we have more tricks to perform on this same montage. Here, in this same height scale, if I put a negative number, it will play the animation from front to back. In other words, we had an animation of holstering the pistol. Now we have an animation of drawing the pistol. This is very weird, but alright, let's try to stay serious. That being said, we can already start building our second animation. Go back to the animation sequence, and duplicate it. You can do this by holding Ctrl-D. Let's put pistol. let's put it this way. I double click. And here in the animation, we set it to -3. Perfect. Go back there. Right click. Create a new montage. Press enter. Move it to the montage folder. Now we have 2 animations. One for equipping and another for unequipping. Let's test the one we created for unequipping to see if it works. Clicking on it, it seems normal. Let's test it. I click on content drawer and drag it there. It will help if I drag the correct animation. It's not complicated. Compile. Test. Now yes, he already takes the weapon from his back and equips it. The unequipping one is still incorrect. So let's do it a little differently. Instead of just stopping the animation, we will create an A montage. For unequipping, we will have equipping and unequipping running animations. Start here to make our visualization easier. Content drawer and drag the other animation. Let's see how it looks. Equip. Unequipping is still not working. Equip. Something is wrong. Let's take a look at the montage. It's inverted. I'll set it to 13. In the montage, if it's with sometimes it causes problems because it understands that the sequence has one value and the montage has another value. So sometimes it bugs out. Default. Unequipped. It's still a bit buggy. Now, recapping. Let's go back to the sequence. The one for unequipping, our first one, we set it to 3.0 in height scale. That's in the animation. Sequence. And for the one taking from the back, we set it to -3, also in the animation sequence. Within the montages, the one for unequipping, we set it to 1. And enable auto blend out must be checked. And for equipping, also set to 1. And it enable auto blend out should be unchecked because it should maintain this position. Here in the montages, the one for unequipping, we place it in the B of the flip-flop. And the one for mounting, we leave it in the first point A of the flip-flop. And let's test it. Equipped, unequipped, perfect. Let's see if the equipping is maintained while walking. Whenever he does the traversal, he unequips the animations. This is normal because the motion matching traversal is equipped in the default slot. So he does this for all the assemblies. I will still figure out a trick to make this animation come back. Actually, in my project, I already have something similar, which is to read the last animation that was playing and then resume it if it's triggered. So at least that part is already working. He unequips and equips correctly. Now let's move on to the part where I will teach you about the socket to place the weapons in the unequipped and equipped point. In the character blueprint, click on Sandbox Character in Skeletal Mesh Assets, double click. It will open the mannequin with the bones in the structure. Sockets are added inside a bone. It becomes a child of a bone. Let's get the animation here. Click on Preview Controller, select Use Specific Animation, and let's look for the pistol animation. Pull the pistol in grab from back. This is the equip area. Let's pause. Let's place it right at the point where he grabs the weapon from the photos, which would be at this moment. So we have to create the socket, which is roughly the position where he will reach for the weapon. He is using here the right arm to do this, so we are going to place the socket on the right hand. Let's look here. CL, Renjet. Right click and click on ADD socket. Click on it and let's rename it to Pistol Connected. Right click on the socket and ADD preview asset. And let's place that SMG. Let's get the static mesh model. And it's this one. Let's see if there's another. I think it's this one here. It's loading. And it already appears in the character's hand. Normally the sockets, they are attached to the bones, but we can move their position and also their rotation. So let's adjust the weapon here. By clicking here on top, on camera speed, you can lower the camera speed. So moving around the map becomes smoother. By holding the right mouse button, you can navigate through the view using the keys A, W, S, and D. So it becomes much easier for you to zoom in, zoom out, and move sideways. In addition to the mouse rotation, over time you'll get used to it. Let's try to fit this weapon into this hand position. Sure, I believe it's more or less set here. This position is where the unequipped weapon will be, meaning even if it's out of the animation, the weapon will be held roughly at this height. I remember that our character has a cape, so it's possible that this pistol might not even be visible. So, if the cape is covering it, or if it conflicts with the cape, but that's okay, it doesn't matter now. Let's create a second slot, which is when the pistol is equipped. We can use the same animation because it will be here in the front. We need these two different slots exactly because the position where we store the weapon on the back and the one in the hand is different. Right click on the old slot and then remove all attached assets. This way, we remove the visualization. Hold, and let's create a new slot. Click on hand add socket. Not slot, socket. Let's rename it. Pistolet. Equip. Pistol, equip. And let's add the SMG once more again. Let's take the same model and adjust it in the hands. Click here on this enable or disable snapping objects to make it smoother. The rotation, for example, if I make a rotation here, it will rotate by 10. If I disable this option, I can rotate more smoothly. It doesn't have to be exact numbers. When you click on the slot up here, I forgot to mention, these are the resizing options, which is the third one, or by pressing the key R, you can increase or decrease the size of your item. In the second one, you will rotate. And in the third, you will position. Right? These are the three functions. Here, it probably won't be quite right, especially because it's not the correct weapon, but we will use it this way anyway. And you will also notice, whenever we do retargeting with characters, we have a difference with this model here. These models, the original skeleton, so to speak, they always turn out more perfect. There, on our character, his left hand is a bit more open. So, probably this animation won't be so perfect, but this type of adjustment is not the kind of adjustment I'm going to teach here now. That requires a lot of refinement, and you will waste a lot of your project's time just making this type of adjustment. This is very common, okay? It's that you get the hang of it or manage to make a perfect skeleton for your character that matches exactly with the source skeleton you are using. This type of problem is normal. Now we already have the two slots, equipped and unequipped. Click on save. Let's close. Now let's add the item to our character. Click on the character's blueprint and then on viewport. And we have a better view of our character. There is a camera here, which is the gameplay camera. Let's move it out of the way because it's right in the part where the item is. And below the mesh, add a static mesh component. And let's name it Crystal. Here in static mesh, on the right, let's select the same item we used. SMG that we used to make the adjustments there. I think it's this X, or it's this one here. It comes down here. It is not allocated to any slot point yet. And here in parent socket, we can search for Crystal unequipped. It will always appear here in the parent socket. Only the slots of the skeleton itself. So as we made it in this skeleton itself, it will already appear here. And it stays in the character's hand. The correct position for this slot is to be at the waist, not in the character's hand. Let's make this adjustment. Just drag it here below the pelvis. Clicking on remove all attack and placing again the item. It should appear in the correct place. Ma'am, SMG Alliance? I think that wasn't it. It always has to be the same item because the items have different positions. You can notice the difference between the two. Little difference. No. It's the same position. Either way, just give it here. And it got misaligned because it was aligned with the hand. And it should be aligned here with the waist. So we will have to realign it again. It's interesting to use the animation only to see where the character's hand will be at the moment of grabbing the weapon, to be as close as possible. So, we adjust here in time, pause the animation, and adjust here. Just to have a better notion of where the weapon's position should be, to be more or less close to the hand to make some sense, right? When running the animation. All set, it should be okay now. Here in our character's blueprint, in the viewport, the item is already equipped on his back. Let's see how it looks in the game. The item is conflicting there with the cape, but there's nothing we can do about it. Since the character has one, he still doesn't grab the item. There are still a few steps left for us to make this connection between the equipped item, the unequipped item, and the character's hand. We're going to do that now. Open the equip animation again. Pistol grab from back. You can see here it already shows how it will look. Pause it. And let's go to the moment when the hand is on the back. And it's roughly at this point here. If you come here to the skeleton tree tab, you'll see where the pistol is positioned. Ooh, and it's here in the character's hand. Let's remove it. Right click, remove all attached assets, right click, ADD, preview, SMG. And select the pistol in place. Alright. I think it didn't remove. It did remove, yes. It must be the item that is. Let's hide it for now. Okay? Click here on pistol. Here in details type for this. And visible checkbox. Didn't help, no problem. Let's proceed anyway. At this point, it's where the character will take the weapon from the waist to place it in the hand. So here, in Notify, right click exactly where the line point is and this option will appear. If you click on other points, it won't appear. I'm clicking here with the mouse and it shows up in different things because you have to be exactly on the track where you will add the Notify. Right click, add Notify. Type montage, we will choose the montage Notify. Click on it, here at the top right in details, click on Notify, let's add a name, team, done, save. Here it doesn't change, but that's not a problem. What does this motion Notify do? When we have a play montage animation, it is responsible for notifying that animation to trigger some action when it reaches this point, this frame. And now we will go to Blueprint to work on this point that we just added. In the character's blueprint, click on Event Graph. And zooming in a little on the play montage, we have the options Notify Begin, Notify End, and Notify Name. We will use this part here to make this setup. And let's go. Notify. Let's type switch on. Name is the option we will use. It already comes in this default setting. Turn on Notify Name on Selection. Click again here on Switch Name. Open the pin, Progress option. Click on Add. And here we will type the same thing we typed in the Notify. Going back here to the Notify, you can also copy and paste from here. Paste. And disable the as default pin. So it will only show the option, meaning every time an animation runs and there is a Notify name called equip, and it goes through this flow A, it should exit at this point. Let's put a test, place a print, and we will type equip, and let's test. In the upper left corner, it is already appearing. Let's see if it is reading correctly. It means it is reading correctly. The Notify that we placed, these notifies you will use forever in your project. It's very useful to know this kind of thing. Now let's modify the piston so that it has no collision to avoid any kind of conflict. Here in the Details panel, select the piston. In the Details panel, type call. In block all dynamics, set it to collision. Compile. You can remove the filter here. We will drag the piston, and from it type attach, and we will use attach component to component. Connect with the team. Adjust here in pistol in parent is the mesh that the item will be attached to. So we will use our own mesh. Just drag the character's mesh. In socket, name we have to place it in the equipped socket for the pistol. Then we go back here to the character's skeletal structure. F2 to copy the correct socket name. Go back to the blueprint and paste it here. In location, set the roll to snap the target, snap the target, snap the target. Because I also set it in scale roll. It's normal for you to have, for example, a very large character, and you want to increase the size of the weapon. So when you place this same small weapon in the hand of a large character, it will look enormous. It will match the scale you set when you created the slot. So if I increase the scale here, it will not directly affect the item in the game. It will affect the item attached to the slot. That's why we use this scale in this way. If you want to keep it consistent for all characters, just leave it in keep, relative or keep world. And let's test it. Here, I'll go ahead. It won't look good in the character's hand. Why? It's not because we did it wrong. This is due to the retarget. When I started making the videos, I mentioned that most of the project, when you start, you struggle with retarget. And this is the kind of thing you go through. Let's test with the original character. Let's place it in the map. It's here in Blueprint. Let's place it right in front. Here in pause, set player 0. And let's see how it looks on the map. It's correct. It's perfect. Because it has the original bone structure. Whenever we do a retarget, or almost always, there will be a difference. That's why they always say it's very important for you to learn how to use Blender, for example, so that you can create your own bone structures or migrate correctly. Because this type of retargeting problem will take hours and hours of your project. Let's continue with the character the other way, and let's try to adjust the weapon in his hand. Even if it ends up outside the hand of this original character. Let's continue the structure with the motion match character, indeed, and towards the end. I'll see if we can place the weapon in the hand of the other character there more adjusted. Because to align one character, you have to misalign the other. This is the big problem with retargeting. Let's do the unequip part. Now the weapon, bring it down a bit and the structure will be essentially the same. Ctrl-D to copy. Bring it down here. With Notify begin and put the name. But now we are going to work on the Notify, not the Notify on the unequip. Item, Montage. Click here on the magnifying glass to go to the Montage. Let's open it. And here we are going to do the reverse process of the other one. At this point, it's the point where he will drop the weapon. In other words, he will have the weapon in his hand, in this position. And at this point is where he will release the weapon onto his back. Let's take this point. Same procedure as the other one. On line number 1, right click, add notify. Type montage, montage notify. And let's keep the same name. Equip, you can use unequipped as well. It's not a problem. What matters is that this name matches the name that will be here in the switch on name. Since it is already a team, we will keep the team. Here, there's another change, which is the socket. We are going to place it there in the unequipped socket. So let's go up here. Pistol unequipped F2. Ctrl-C to copy. In socket name, and I'm on the team. So now he has to equip. Holding it in hand first and unequip. Placing it on the waist second. Let's test. Equipped. Perfectly correctly. Unequipped. Equipped. Unequipped. This way, we already have the draft of how to create a weapon system in Unreal Engine. At this moment, having the complete equipped and unequipped system for a weapon. For other weapons, you will repeat the exact same process. The ideal when building this type of system is to make something more generic, where you can use the same structure, only changing the item to be equipped. That's how I made the base of the weapon system for my game. Whenever I want to add a new weapon, I just need to create the item, select and configure the animations, and the equip, unequip, and attack system will already be working.
If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Comment below what you thought and have an excellent day.